So thank you everyone. Good morning and good evening wherever you're based. We know we have a lot of different people joining from different time zones. And we are, just as a note for you, we are recording this session so that if people could not join or if you cannot stay for the entire session, then you can watch and hear more information about some of Duke University's Center for International Development programs that will be happening this summer. That's the summer 2024 from May until August. So with that, I'm going to start telling you about some of our programs. My name is Matthew Bunyi. I am the Director for Executive Education at the Sanford School of Public Policy, and you're going to hear from some of our faculty at the Center for International Development at Duke University. And we're going to be talking about our in-person executive training programs for the summer of 2024. Myrna, could you go to the next slide? So everybody, just a little information about the Duke Center for International Development. We are a center at the School of Public Policy that is committed to advancing the training of public policy and international development professionals from around the world who are working to advance the values and the development of their home countries. And so over the past 20 years, the team here has trained over 6,000 individuals from 120 countries, which is an extremely impressive number of people. They've been through this program, and now we have seen people go from relatively junior ranks of faculty, of professional civil servants, to now levels at the highest levels of government in countries around the world. So we're hoping that you're going to be able to join this alumni group, this group of people who are extremely impressive in advancing the work across different sectors. So a brief overview of the programs we're going to be talking about today. Myrna, next slide, please. There are 3 programs that are part of our public finance portfolio of programs that we're going to be talking about. And you're going to hear from 3 of our faculty today. And just so you know, what makes our program so special here at Duke University and at the Center for International Development at the School of Public Policy is that you are working with our full-time faculty. These are not external faculty. These faculty have between them decades of experience in the realm of public finance. And so we have 3 programs. First, you're going to hear from Fernando Fernholz, who leads our program on project appraisal and risk management. And then you'll be hearing from GP Shukla and Sebastian James, and they're going to be talking about our tax analysis and revenue forecasting program. And then you'll be hearing from the same team, but unfortunately our final speaker couldn't join us today, but he'll be talking about fiscal decentralization and local government financial management. And then after this discussion of each of these programs to understand which program is best for you, we will have a discussion about some of the logistics. And those questions could be about getting visas, about paying for the program, about the length of the program, the common questions that you might have when you're attending an international program that's going to be based in the United States. At any time, you can put questions in the question and answer box at the bottom, and our team will try to answer those questions real time. You can also ask substantive questions about the content of the program during the respective session, and you can put that question in there, and the team member the faculty lead will try to answer the content of that question. So with that, I'll just briefly introduce some of the team members that will be supporting you if you're able to come to join us at Duke University. There's myself, I'm the Director of Executive Education, and you will also see Myrna Dave and Eleanor Fever. So if you have questions and you send us an email at the email that's listed there, dcidxed@duke.edu, they will be talking with you and answering you and helping you get your visa or paying your tuition to join the program, or potentially answer other questions that you have prior to joining us in the United States in North Carolina. So with that, I'm going to give you 2 poll questions. With those 3 programs, what are you interested most in learning about today? So take a second and answer that poll question if you can. Remember, we have 3 programs. We have one on project appraisal and risk management, tax analysis and revenue forecasting, and fiscal decentralization. Those are our 3 programs. And then also answer a question if you've already applied to one of our programs. If you've already applied to one of our programs, that's great. That means we already have your contact, and we can talk to you about your logistical questions, your other questions that you might have about the content. Fantastic. So it looks like many of you are answering, and you're here for all of the programs. Some of you have already applied, and if you have already applied, great. We have your contact, and we can help you through the process. If you've not yet applied, you will see the application link in the chat, and you can start doing the process of applying to a program that sounds like the one for you. Now, just because you're applying to one of the programs, that's completely okay. You can also apply to another program you might hear about today. The point of this session is to help you understand which session is best for you, which training program is best for you within the public finance portfolio. With that, I'm going to introduce Fernando Fernholz, one of our esteemed professors here at Duke University in the Center for International Development, who's going to talk about project appraisal and risk management. Fernando, can you tell us about this program?
Good morning, everybody. You might want to close the poll because that's showing up in the screen.
Yes, it's closed.
And good morning and good day, everybody, wherever you are at the moment. It's Fernando. I'm the director of a program on project appraisal and risk management. It's about how do you decide your investment, and it could be your personal savings, your own family business, your corporation, your agency, your government. And so we want to here in this program develop the tools, professional tools for better investment decision making in the public and the private sectors. You see how flexible this framework is for this purpose. We want to develop a good understanding of the financial, economic, stakeholder, risk analysis, and risk management knowledge and skills through real and applied case studies. So this is not going to be esoteric. This is going to be real case studies where some of the issues will really come for the discussion and analysis. We also have a combination of lectures, in addition to case studies, group discussions, very important component. And this framework also includes environmental sustainability considerations, which is very much right now a critical issue in terms of the world sustainability, but at different levels, and social impact in terms of the welfare, poverty, whenever you are affected by either a natural calamity, or how do you then remedy some of these situations. In general, you are going to be working with other participants in groups to plan a project in a specific sector of your own interest. It could be from infrastructure. This is where normally the whole framework started, but now it's being expanded to the social sector, the environmental sectors, health, education, and for example, right now the transition to better forms of energy production and so on. And after your own assessment, you're going to be presenting your ideas and suggestions and conclusions to the class for feedback. So that is a little bit, we can see here in a snapshot. We have 3 weeks of the program. In the mornings, normally we have a lot of discussions in terms of presentations, cases, and in the afternoon, we really work hands-on on some small cases as well as in your major case. And there's going to be plenty of opportunity for you to interact with the faculty and practitioners here at Duke and even beyond Duke with some other professionals in the development field. And so this gives you a little bit of the content from the financial risk analysis in the 2 first weeks to economic, environmental, distributive, which then includes the social considerations, basic needs, etc., in the 3rd and 4th week. To summarize, let me tell you that this program has a long tradition. We worked for many, many years at Harvard University. In 2001, we brought this program and expanded it to include, for example, real options and other more modern techniques, multi-criteria, etc., to Duke University. We're working, as Matthew mentioned, in an setting of an international field with international practitioners. Originally, I come from Bolivia, but I've worked in all 5 continents of the world for extended periods of time. The framework is, as I told you, very useful. And I think that we hope that I was able to communicate a little bit the importance, the relevance, and the feedback that we sometimes get from people who have graduated through the different years from Harvard up to Duke now has been really encouraging. They've been using this framework in their own careers, in their professional development. I think that's going to be now a little bit of the profile. 450 professionals have participated in our program here at Duke. And people come from government ministries and public enterprises, as well as international development agencies, including, for example, the World Bank, Inter-American Development Bank, Asian Development Bank, and other regional and development agencies, as well as individuals and corporate investment firms. You might sometimes have your own consulting company, private management, engineering, and business consulting firms, sometimes from regulatory institutions in the different sectors, banks, both commercials and as well as public sector and other financial institutions, investment analysis agencies, for example, for pension funds, and international aid agencies, bilateral and multilateral. The deadlines are here reflected. We are now coming very soon into the delivery. So the tuition deadline, May 13. We expect you to arrive in Durham around the weekend of Saturday, May 25th. There's going to be an orientation day on May 26th. And we start the program Monday at 9 a.m. in the morning. And we have the regular class schedules up to June the 21st. And then you can plan your tour from Durham on Saturday, June the 22nd. There's going to be, in addition to academic and work related to the program, there's going to be also some social activities included. Thank you so much. I am ready for any question also. If there are no questions, then I will then pass the spot to my dear friend and colleague, Dr.
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question? Yes, please.
I actually have a question.
All right, let's have the question from Adrian
my
first.
name is Sheikh, and
I'm not hearing you very well.
My name is Sheikh, and I work with the Liberia.
I think the communication is not very clear.
Okay,
Did you?
I said my name is Sheikh.
Yeah. Your name is Shem?
And I am talking from Liberia.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you getting me? Are you getting me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
My name is Sheikh,
from
and
Liberia.
Yeah, from Liberia. So I work with a government agency that is responsible for collecting taxes. It's called Liberia Revenue Authority.
Yes.
And I work as an internal auditor. So this is my first time coming across this opportunity, and I feel that it's going to be a very good one for me, especially for where I work. And with the topic that I'm interested in, that is the revenue related issues. That is revenue analysis and tax forecast. So what I want to know is, I've read about the program. I think it's 3 weeks, and it's very intensive. And so my concerns are now that we are going through some difficulty and stuff. I was thinking if there's opportunity for third world country like Liberia that can make use of scholarship to benefit from the
Okay, so maybe that's something that my
program.
colleague, as I was telling you, who is going to be talking about the next program on tax revenue, which is, I think, part of your own interest. He will be
Yeah.
talking about this in the next session, in the next part. And I was saying that Professor G.P. Shukla has been directing this program for many years, both at Harvard now at Duke University. And he will be very happy to talk about the program and also answer some of the particular questions you might have. I have been in your beautiful country in Liberia, and so we can talk later if you are interested in
Okay.
program too. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're just talking about right now the project analysis and risk management course.
You said?
So we can follow up with you in this. We're about to talk about the tax analysis and revenue forecasting
Okay,
course. Adrian, did you have a question as well?
Yes, it's not really a question. I just wanted to commend the head there for the presentation. I really appreciate such a unique platform that we always share our own, ideas in our 14-hour work ahead. I'm so grateful to be a part of this all-important program and look forward to a brighter future and an in-person program in a not too distant future. Even though we are faced with internet challenge in our own country, but I'm grateful to be part of this unique program. I work for the Liberia Revenue Authority as a media affairs officer in the communications, media and public affairs section here at the Liberia Revenue Authority in Monrovia, Liberia. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Perfect. Yes, we've seen that numerous people. Yeah.
That is wonderful. One issue that I want to mention is that you can come from many different professional backgrounds and aspects of life, interested in development issues, decision-making issues, assessing programs and projects. So this is a very good framework. And some people have come even from the audit office, from the legal profession, and benefited tremendously. So this program is quite flexible. So you are more than welcome, Adrian, to hopefully we'll see you here very soon.
Yes, and we've seen that numerous people from the government of Liberia have applied, and we'll be reaching out to you specifically and make sure to follow up over email as well. So thank you very much for the questions and also the comments. Fernando, do you want to introduce GP Shukla and Sebastian James?
Thanks, Fernando, and thanks, Matt. Good day to all of you who are attending this presentation. I am going to talk about the tax analysis and revenue forecasting program that we call briefly TARP. Next slide. So this is what we do in this program. This program deals with raising government revenue. And as you know, taxes are the main instruments for raising revenue. And therefore, we talk about different kinds of taxes. And actually, the program has three distinct components. We talk about tax policies. Then we talk about revenue forecasting, because everybody, whether it is the tax administration or the Ministry of Finance, they are interested in knowing how much revenues we will get. So we'll talk about different kinds of tax policies, different kinds of revenue forecasting models. And the third one is participants bring their own data and they work on with that data to forecast revenues actually on three models. that basically so that you are comfortable with as many models as possible, but preferably 3 models. So that basically the thrust of this program. You will learn about tax policy, you will learn about revenue forecasting, and you will apply those models to the data that you bring with you. Next slide. So this gives you a sense of the structure of the program. 4-week program, and it has macro and micro foundations of taxation. As you know, taxes come from the economy, and therefore we need to know something about the microeconomy of your country. And then we go through each kind of tax, like personal income tax, corporate income tax, trade taxes, and then we also begin to introduce, and this is the way it works. In the mornings, we talk about tax policy. In the afternoon, we talk about revenue forecasting models. So they run in parallel. And at the end of 3 weeks, you begin to look for the data that you have brought and the forecasting that we'll do. So that is basically the structure of the course. It's a combination of formal lectures, discussions in the classroom. We also make you go through problem sets for practice. And then, of course, at the end of the 4th week, you will make a presentation of the case on which you have worked on your own. So this is basically, like Fernando said, for this course also, we have a group work, group presentation. And the faculty is there all the time. Myself, Sebastian James, who will be speaking after me. And then we have other, at least 2 full-time professionals to work with the participants. We presume that participants do not have a lot of knowledge. Actually, I can say they have 0 knowledge of economics. They have 0 knowledge of algebra. We teach you all that step by step, what you need. So that basically is the overall structure of the program and the plan of the 4-week teaching. The participants have come in the past from different fields, like officials of revenue authorities, Ministry of Finance, public and private sector executives, professionals from multilateral and regional banks, and consultants who are working on their own. People have also come to this course from the World Bank in the past because they find it useful. One of the most important things in the program is to talk to your other participants, colleagues, and learn from their experience. So you not only learn from the faculty, you learn also from each other. You learn from faculty across Duke. You learn from faculty from other universities in the area and the guest faculty that we invite from different places. Here are some deadlines. June 17 is a tuition deadline. Your arrival on 29 June. Orientation on 30th June. Program dates are July 1 to 26, and the program ends on 27. Now, before we go into this last piece of the program, I will ask my colleague, Sebastian James, to say a few words on the program.
Thank you, GP. Mirna, if you just take me back, to the slide with the course content, maybe. So the idea is that So my background is I joined the team. I've been associated with this program for a long time, but I was with the World Bank for 15 years before I joined the team full time. And the goal is first of all, this course is quite comprehensive. It will cover all taxes and all issues related to current issues in taxation. Like, we talk about tax incentives, tax expenditures. We talk about, international tax, carbon tax, tax and climate change, things that really are matter relevant to you currently in your work. It's comprehensive. We go cover all the topics and cover all the areas. Second thing is you might be an expert in one kind of taxes, but we will be very broad. We will make sure you have the expertise in all aspects of taxation. That will make sure that when you go and advise, you are able to advise on a broad set of things. And as GP mentioned, it's very hands-on. You will be doing work on your own. You'll be doing some modeling on your own. We'll make sure you have those skill sets by the end of the course. Beyond that, yes, I think it's very, very useful for those who are already experts in your area and who want to maybe even do a refresher, and for people who want to learn new areas of topics and new areas in the tax space. Thank you. Over to you, Mirna. And
Thank
GP.
you, Sebastian. One thing I'd like to add, when you come for the program, there's a structure of the program that we presented to you. Some of you may be interested in a particular kind of tax or a particular source of raising revenue. And then if you are interested in that, we will provide you reading materials for that. We'll work with you on that. But this is the general structure. Any special needs will be addressed during the program. We have taken care of that in the past, and we will do it in the future also. Thank you. So this is our fourth program on fiscal decentralization. And in brief, let me give you, we talk about this TARF and PARM. And basically, TARF is focused on central government revenues and, tax policy and revenue forecasting. Now, this fiscal decentralization looks at some of those policies at the local government level. Next. So, during this program, we developed tools to implement decentralization policy reforms so that we can improve local public financial management and simulate economic and social development. Then we also utilize country experience and framework discussed in the classroom for the participants to present a key aspect of fiscal decentralization. So just like PARM and TAR, here also you work in groups. Every participant is expected to work on a certain aspect of fiscal decentralization and present his or her paper at the end of the program on that, what they have done. And again, you work in groups. Here is the broad structure of the program. 3-week program. We talk about fiscal decentralization, administrative decentralization. We talk about intergovernmental transfers, as you know, for local governments at the state level and at the municipal and county level. Transfers are very important. Transfers from the central government, transfers from the state government. So we talk about that. We also talk about things like user fees, because user fees are important component of local government revenues. Fiscal planning, and finally, you will have a final presentation at the end of the 3rd week. The format of the course is the same. There are lectures from Duke faculty and from faculty outside Duke. University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. We draw upon several faculty from that school. They've got a very good school of government, and those are also practitioners. So we bring them to the classroom. We use case studies, simulation, and role-playing models in which you participate. Field visits, and this is the most important, one of the most important parts of this course. You will spend time with the town of Cary, the Durham County. And when I say spend time, sometimes half a day, sometimes full day, working with the people who are running those counties. Now, I know that the local government in the US is very different, and you cannot take it back to Liberia or Ghana or India. But it is important to know what other people in developed economies are doing, and that will serve as a benchmark. So we do that. And then, of course, at the end of the 3 weeks, you make a presentation on whatever you have been working on. So the participants in PFD have been central and local government officials, and as well as elected politicians, because local governments, they involve local policy makers, local politicians. So sometimes local politicians have also come and participated in this program. Economists, lawyers, finance managers, public sector management specialists. So it's a varied kind of people who come to this program. Here are some deadlines. Tuition deadline is July 22nd. You arrive in Durham by 3rd of August, followed by orientation. Program dates are August 5th to 23rd, and the program ends on 24th. So we are at the end of the formal presentation, and now we'll be happy to take any questions. And we are talking about all these 3 programs. So please go ahead, and we will try to answer as many questions as we can.
Hi, GP and Sebastian, thank you very much for sharing this information. There is a question about TARF, about the tax analysis program. And the question is, for TARF, do you introduce any models for calculating tax expenditures?
Yes, we do. Tax expenditure is basically an extension of revenue forecasting that we do. So what we are doing is, we are not only looking at how much revenue we will get, but also by a certain policy, how much revenue we are not going to collect. So basically, tax expenditure forecast will be covered.
Fantastic. And then I guess we will be taking additional questions. While people have some questions, I wanted to point out in the chat, we have listed several things. One is the course website in case you want to just read about the programs and you want to see some more information to be able to review that. We've also put the application link as well as our email that you can send along any questions over email. We know that many of you have already applied, some of you have not. There is no harm in applying, so please feel free to apply to the program, and that will be able to help us better help you during the application process. If you have any questions, feel free to either chat at them. Here is another question. Zoe asked, is it possible to do the program online? Unfortunately, these programs are all in person this summer, and they are located in North Carolina at Duke University, which is one of the United States' best universities. However, our team does help you in terms of the international travel process. So we will be able to help you get a visa. We will issue an invitation letter for everybody who has been accepted into the program. And then that can be, of course, used to apply and receive a visa from your local consulate to be able to travel to the United States. And so the program is in person. We do have online programs on other topics. We have a program that's coming up on monitoring and evaluation and learning for development practitioners. We also have another program for behavioral economics for international development, and you can see those on our website. And that includes all of our programs. But unfortunately, these programs are in person. We're happy to talk to you about any types of assistance you might need to be able to do in international program.
The reason that these programs are in person, the main reason is these are all hands-on. You learn as you go, and the faculty works with you full time from morning. And one other thing for you to note, this is not a 9 to 5 program. The program starts, all these 3 programs, they start at 9 in the morning, and sometime they will go to 7 o'clock in the evening, not in the classroom, but the place where you are staying. So the faculty will be there, and then they will help you. So that way, it's not practical to do it online. If you do it online, it will be a modified version of these programs. But currently, as Matt said, we run them in person.
Correct. And then there is a question for Fernando. Mirna, would you share the curriculum again for PARM, for the project appraisal? And so, yes, so Anatoly, yes, we can share, we're going to show you again the curriculum for the PARM program. And once again, this course is taught by Fernando Fernholz, one of our professors here at Duke University. So Fernando, do you just want to
very brief,
quickly,
very briefly, we spoke about more or less the coverage. We start with the financial analysis, which is critical for any project and program. You want to know, are you going to be able to generate enough profits? Are you going to be able to pay the bills? And that is relevant for both affordability, budgetary considerations in the public and the private sectors. We also, of course, introduce and use the concepts of microeconomics and statistics, and especially for risk analysis. And then slowly we move into economic pricing we want to really assess what are the resources that we are using and what are the...
sorry, you can continue.
So sorry. So as I was saying, just to finalize, we move into the economic analysis. We understand from the entire society's point of view, is it a good program or not? We then apply different criteria and expand that to the environmental and distributive and social analysis. The methodology is grouped in individual cases as well as major case presentations at the end of the program. And we use a combination of formal lectures and discussions with Duke faculty and practitioners. We have many years of experience, as you have probably gathered from the discussions. For example, in my case, I started as an engineer implementing project first, and then moving and then into economics before coming here to Duke. We have some smaller cases for reviewing of the concepts. Then you apply many of these concepts, which is in fact a feasibility study that you can take with you for your own personal use and as well as for many times for your own agency. I don't know if I answered the question, but please let me know.
Between the 4 of us, we have a combined experience of more than 100 years of work in the field, just to give you a sense of the depth and the breadth of what we have been doing around the world.
Yeah, and one thing I'll note is that after you finish this program, everybody will receive, who completes the program, will receive a certificate from Duke University in their respective course. So if you finish GP and Sebastian's course on tax analysis and revenue forecasting, you will have a certificate from Duke University that tells you how much time you spent in the classroom and notes your completion of the course at Duke University. And so you can use that certificate. And I'll mention, once again, since I see a lot of people here from different countries from around the world, we have had over 6,000 people come through Duke University's Center for International Development, our training programs from over 120 countries, including many different countries in Sub-Saharan Africa, in South Asia, in Southeast Asia, and Latin America. So we're happy to work with different folks from every single country in the world. There is a question about the tuition payment plan. So Grace, please reach out to our email that will be pasted in the chat. So typically tuition is due by a certain date, and we can discuss your particular situation over email if you have a funding source. Often people will have funding from the government, from World Bank projects, from other development bank projects, or the private sector, or potentially pay personally using some type of financing. So those are the different avenues you can use. So Grace, please do let us know over email which course that you're interested in, and then we can help you understand what the payment for the tuition is. That's a good question. Okay, if there's one moment for any last questions, we will send the recording of this to everybody that has applied for this enrollment, or has come to this session. We'll send you the recording, as well as we'll send you the brochure. And so if you need to, you can share that with your employee organization, your boss, your colleagues, and that can be helpful for you if you want to share this information. Otherwise, if there's no questions, we thank you everybody for joining us today. Fernando, you have one last comment?
Yeah, Fernando wants
Yeah.
to.
One last comment is expanding what you said, Mark. Many people who have taken this course used it, for example, continue with their studies, or it has also served for them to apply to some particular jobs in your country, in your region. And so we after we have gone through the program, we know something about you, we can make some recommendations. And if anybody has a particular issue of concern, particular question that relates to you, in addition to what we tried to explain today, in addition to the Executive Education Program websites and emails, get in touch directly with us. You also see there in the website our own emails and our own backgrounds. So it would be a pleasure for us to respond to any questions that you might have to clarify. Thank you.
Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to everybody for your attention.
Thank you.